I'm not ready for this. I am now. Welcome everybody to Dire Bear to Falskallan Nights. I am your host, the part with no name. It has been a week, and it is going to be a good week of D&D playing because I get to throw some nasty-ass shit at my players, and I can't wait to see how they act, react, or run away. Mostly run face-first into it anyhow. But that being the case, before we start tonight's game session, let's get into the announcements. So, Tom.
Thank you, JT. Yes, thank you, JT, and thank you, adventurers, for joining us once again on Falskallan Nights. Tonight, if the poll I ran on my Instagram story is to be believed, Team Them is going to run balls first into enemy territory, screaming, "Leroy Jenkins!" at the top of our lungs, attracting as much attention as possible before being swamped by a horde of plague zombies. I don't make the rules, the people have spoken. Now, usually, keeping track of that many lost hit points would be a total pain in the ass, but tonight it'll be easy thanks to our sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one place. They've got extensive character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every sourcebook you can name. They also have a handy damage slider built right into your character sheet that allows you to input the exact amount of punishment you just took, accompanied with handy buttons labeled damage and heal that do all the math for you, because the only thing scarier than a Tarrasque is numbers. Thanks to D&D Beyond for continuing to sponsor us. And, of course, we have a second sponsor on Dire Bear now as well. You might want to check in with FX May Vary. They are a genre-hopping, hard-rocking, dice-rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, recently added to the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are actually on one of our D&D shows. That's the bi-weekly show on Monday. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, or anywhere where music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Their music is designed to be enjoyed by everyone, and it may promote feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a desire to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, individual FX may vary. Of course, if you'd like to join the rarefied air of Dire Bear sponsors, you actually can. Dire Bear has a Patreon with a bunch of tiers and a bunch of really fun benefits. You can get Discord privileges, some sweet-looking merch, mentions at the end of our streams by my lovely voice, and even a chance to get monthly voice acting workshops with yours truly. If you've ever wanted to learn how to do accents, character voices for NPCs, or just, neat little party tricks, I'd be more than happy to teach you. Hop on over to patreon.com/DireBearAC and become part of the magic. And while you're at it, why not wear your Dire Bear love on your sleeve, on your legs, on your head, on your just about everything, really. Hit up the Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs and find yourself some killer swag for all kinds of nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, we've got sweatpants, we've got hoodies, mouse pads, and more, all emblazoned with that roaring great Dire Bear logo. And of course, it's not too much longer till June. Pride Month is just around the corner, and we do have some beautiful Pride-themed Dire Bear t-shirts featuring a lovely rainbow D20 right in the center. So whether you're someone who proudly keeps the gay and gamer, or an ally looking to advertise an open table, Dire Bear is happy to make every month Pride Month. Remember, nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Alrighty, let's do this. But before we get into tonight's game, I know I pulled a fast one on Charmin Arminar last week with the party appreciation. Since there was a complaint to the management, I feel like I have to do my due diligence at this point. Suck it. Let's go. Anyway. No. I'm going to do the party appreciation now, but I'm just going to do it a little bit differently. Over the last week, I've been thinking about how happy I have been just being able to run this game for you guys. The fact that you all show up when you can. Obviously, life things happen, or mental health weeks, and just our mental health week. Trust me, I get it. But the fact that you guys still show up, you show in character, and you take what I've been saying and take it with a assault of reality, or at least seriousness. I use that very loosely, but I really do love and appreciate all of you. Like, there.
I love
Pat,
you.
let's start tonight's session. So, last time on Falskallan Nights, with Team Them on a mission to head into Solnes to deal with Aisharas. Staying within the refugee camp and resting, coming up with a plan to scout the city before heading in. Spleen had come up with an idea of using her bestial connections to see through the eyes of a raven. After speaking to the aviary caretaker and the bird raven Toxel, Spleen gained enough trust from the Corvid to take flight into the city, and connecting her eyes with Toxel's. Seeing that there was so much more inside of this city than it was anticipated, the Shamblers seemed to move in a horde. The river had a bunch of unnatural disturbances in the water. An encampment of wolf-riding goblins had taken over the main square, and a dock that were patrolled by elementals that were both made of fire and water. With this information in mind, Team Them started formulating a better game plan. Would they go into the sewer system? Would they head into the Iron Place district directly? Where was Beatrice's Gumpy Tea? Oh, I almost said it. In all this mess. Speaking to the... Okay. Speaking with the guard captain, Felton Belwaz, and Louis Groff, the commander of the refugee camp, finding out any possible areas that could be useful for people to hold up and try and find food and possibly fight back. Coming to the conclusion that Solnes was big enough to harbor a lot of safe places and was given all this information before. Team Them now looks towards the city. Shall they start? That being said, as we left off, Howard, you wanted to go back to the Ward Shriner's tent to see if they had any magical items.
To see if any of them had silence in their book that I could borrow for an hour or so, or in scroll form.
Okay. So heading in throughout the camp, you eventually make it to the Ward Shriner's tent. You head back in, and it's still in the same disarray as it was before. Let's be honest, nothing moves fast when it comes to academy students. With that being said, you go in. One of the caretakers there, an older older elven woman, and when I mean older, she's not like Deliria Yoss of Menestad. There, she's old at that point. You look up, and she sees you. Hey, can I help you with anything?
Yes, we're going to head into the city and see if we can uncover more information, do quite a number of things that we have goals. And long story short, we need to be able to move more quietly. I do not have the spell myself. I was wondering if anyone has a scroll or in their book that I could borrow for a few hours, the spell Silence.
Silence? I don't personally have that one in my books, but she looks over. Boys, you got anything? You see a bunch of the younger scribs and a couple of archivists there. They're various races and ages. They one of them starts flipping through. They all start looking through their stuff, and I would like for you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Oh shit. Okay. That is an 8. 10 and that's a 10. Let's go. That's 67.
Oh, not nice.
Oh fuck.
One of the younger scribs comes up, and this is a human male, looks to be mid-teens, probably 15 or 16, trying desperately to grow out a beard, but it just is not coming out right. There's a patch here and a little squiggle here. You kind of get the look that he's definitely not going to be able to grow a beard in his adult life, but he's trying. That being said, I have one right here for you. You need it to copy?
Yes. Is it his actual spell book or is it like a copy of it?
It's his spellbook.
How busy are you for the next few hours?
She looks over to the older lady. That's okay. Do your thing. I can help. He just looks up and desperately trying to compose himself. That being said, you have a couple of hours with him.
He's gonna turn to the rest of the group. I need like 2-3-ish hours. Get anything you need ready and we'll go.
Yep, sounds good to me.
As long as we're not going in any sewers again. Please.
I believe we decided that was a bad idea.
It was deemed that we should avoid those until such time as we can be sure we're not going to run afoul of them elementals. So yeah.
Oh. What a horrible elemental to run into. Oh.
Not exactly what I meant. By Spleen's account, they're actually fire and water combined, although I guess in certain cases that can equal what winds up in the sewer.
Howard just turns
flaming
away.
shit is not great, I'll tell you that.
Howard just turns away with the youngling and shifts them away to a table to avoid this topic.
While you're trying to copy this out, you clearly get the whole they're distracted. They're distracted by the fact that you're having this conversation about flaming hot defekiles.
Mm-hmm. Why do they already have a name? This is what we did.
Why did you describe them like they're Cheetos? Flamin' hot, really?
Well, if I don't do it that way, it's just going to sound gross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that ship sailed ages ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the Howard and Halsterian ship.
Oh, that ship's always sailing.
Well, in about 2 hours, I'll be able to make things quiet so no one will know what's happening if they don't see it.
All right. Well, has anybody got any ideas? Kill 2 hours, or am I just gonna time jump? Wait a minute, I'm giving you guys ideas. No, 2 hours later.
There's still bodies out there.
Oh no.
I say we utilize the bag that eats people. Mm-hmm.
You guys still have that? I thought you got rid of it.
We
No.
have it.
We still have it.
I think I have it specifically.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Thankfully, so they can't go get into shenanigans with it while I'm doing this. Howard, can we borrow the bag? What? Why?
Why do you do this to us?
Legitimate reasons. Just give it.
I'm good. I don't really have anything.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
It takes you a little more than 2.5 hours because the kid kept distracting you, and obviously he was like, "Oh, what are you doing there? That's how you do that. Oh, this is."
I had a feeling this was gonna happen.
Did you hear about the legend of the goose?
I haven't heard that one. Nope.
Make a deception roll.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was a 1 at first, but it's not. It's an 11.
An
'Cause
11.
I have no bonus.
It's okay. The kid's dumb. He believes you.
Good.
He may be smart, but he's not wise. He's like, "Oh, okay," and just kind of like half talks about it as you're not paying attention, scribbling this down. You have silence.
Sweet. Need to go burn some inventory stuff. That is
That
no
being
longer
said,
available.
now that you guys are pretty much prepared to go, what's the direction of travel?
Okay.
Well, probably not where B and I were, because they seemed to pick up on where we were without really seeing us. And look, we're really small as it is, and we were in snow, and it was kind of dark. So maybe a different place.
We were trying to head to the shop first.
Mhm.
I don't remember if we found a potential way in. I want to say we did. I'm not seeing it right offhand.
I think
Yeah.
we said we were gonna go through Iron Place, fight the zombies, and then go into Harkin's Ward through there.
Yeah, because we also need to get stuff about him.
Yeah.
And
Well, we take. Sorry. We feel like taking the road in, or is there any rougher terrain we can sneak through to get there?
There's back alleys. I think we take the back alleys.
What's the terrain like in that area?
Back alleys? I mean,
Yeah, like kind of the north section.
oh, so you're talking about going in direct north?
Yeah.
That's still very much like farming territory. It's tilled ground, generally. Yeah, easily walkable, but I mean, you're walking through a farmer's field, so you don't know if you're going to get a gopher hole or not.
Okay, so it's kind of similar to where the
Yeah,
terrain.
like basically all of the western side of Solnes is pretty much farmland. It's anything east of the Altad River starts getting into more rocky lands that haven't been well tilled or just very hard to do that sort of thing. Any sort of landscaping or terraforming. Yeah, so reality, you have the lay of the land pretty much down. what you've already seen.
Hmm.
That being the case, you have the helm, number 2.
Hmm.
Well, shall we get going? That direction?
I think so.
We go in that direction.
You're going that direction, so you're gonna right on. Okay, that being the case, so I'm assuming you're gonna head north to the connection road, and then you're gonna try and go up and like come directly following the Altad.
I guess I was thinking somewhere in the middle of it where the alleys would be.
Yeah, for sure. The city is Beatrice. The city is big enough to know that it's like as much as the map that I've given you is like it has a bunch of roads and whatnot in there. It still doesn't accurately represent all the little sideways, the avenues, and everything else. So in turn, you have a greater scope of at least this part of the town because you've been in here a whole bunch, especially trying to get iron shipments, iron, steel, a bunch of other fancier metals shipments coming in from the iron place, so that the raptured rings could continue to work.
Okay.
So that being the case, it is also, I believe, mid-morning for you guys. The wind is cold, and it seems to be very much a half cloudy day. You get the peaks of sunbeams coming through. It's rather beautiful, given that it's shining over what would also be a derelict city. Well, not very much, but that being the case, you head north and you follow the farmers' fields and some of the paths that have been created by the Mastiff Battalion and some of the other guards that have been doing their patrol routes. You eventually get onto Glower's Way. And you follow that for a good half a kilometer. Beatrice, knowing where you want to split off, you find an old farmer's road. You start heading east, and you start cutting through, and realize, okay, this is I recognize this field, and follow it all the way through. You do see the city in the background. It's still very much not a clean cut off of like industrial to suburban to farmers' fields. I lost my train of thought on that one. My bad.
Intermingled, like there's no clear cut factory, suburb.
Yeah, it's semi intermingled, but it kind of declines super quickly.
Mm.
So in turn, like you see a bunch of houses that are in front of these factories, but they're very shallow, if that was the word I could accurately describe it with. That being the case, you eventually find what looks to be an old route that you had used once or twice before, getting from Ramsbottom back to the Raptured Rings, especially after a couple of very drunken nights. Trying to show up to work on time. Keyword trying.
Trying.
And eventually, you start heading into these houses, and it's very much you start heading into these little neighborhoods that have been collected and conglomerated together. A lot of these houses, although abandoned, always felt that way, especially working around when the factories were up and running at full tilt. It's fairly quiet and creepy in the background, in like a very off distance. You hear
Well, that's nice.
but it seems to happen once, maybe every 10 minutes of your walking. So, I would like for you guys to roll a d10.
D10.
Who wants to
10.
do?
Oh, I want my guess.
I have one of those.
Just one of you.
Oh. Who wants to take the blame?
Steve, go.
Oh God, me?
Yeah.
Rolled a 1.
Rolled a 1.
We don't know
I
if that's
did.
bad or good,
True.
or in between.
Okay. It's still fairly quiet. Heading into this city, and now that you're starting to get into the more of the industrial part of this town, you're following the back routes, and you kind of get yourself lost. Kind of get yourself not lost, but just turned around at a couple of spots because you may have been here, but sometimes you just things kind of meld into themselves rather easily. So what you think might look like one thing starts to turn into another. Then you look up, you see the marker, and it's like, oh, there's Dragon's Roar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like there's Dragon's Roar. And and then you realize, okay, you're a little further east than you wanted to be, but you're still within Iron Place, and that's okay. Factories that you see off in the background, they stand about 2 or 3 stories high, but they are gigantic. They would take up what would be a city block. These places do not mess around when it comes to getting shipments in and fulfilling and sending things out. You'll see that like the smokestacks or the smokestacks of the Fury of the Flame, the ironworks, off in the background, and so you do see some smoke coming out of that spot, like out of the smokestacks, but it doesn't look to be full plumage. So it could be somebody's doing something in there, maybe not. Hard to tell, really.
Hmm.
And you said that's the Dragon's Roar that we see that from?
Fury of the Flames was what I just described.
Fury of the Flames.
Flame, my bad. Not flames. Flame.
Well,
Oh my god.
So, where are we going?
I think we keep heading into the city. I want to try and get to the Ruptured Ring.
Back to the Raptured Rings. Okay, so
Ruptured Ring.
the Ruptured Rings.
You only go there.
Yeah,
after
I'd like to get
Ram's
to the
body.
Ruptured Uvula.
oh god.
Seems like we're pretty deep in now. I think maybe we might want to go a little quieter, a little slower, see if we can avoid some of these fuckers.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
If you're trying to go in stealth now, I would like for you guys to make a stealth check, please.
Does everybody have their mask on?
Oh yeah.
Idea.
Ever since we
do
got to the
now.
quarantine camp.
Oh,
Howard,
fuck.
you feel like dropping that spell that you were learning?
Yeah, I was gonna say if we have the time, I'll take, because I can't prepare it today. I'll take 10 minutes to cast silence on probably just the hilt of my sword.
Okay.
Oh, betrayal.
Okay, so stealth checks from everybody. Howard,
10.
10. B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the natural one?
Oh no.
Little.
Oh, starting off
Diamondback.
strong.
It's 10 bad roll off a new dice.
Halsterian,
9.
9.
Oh yeah, we're looking great.
Yimmer,
Rolled a natural 2 for a 9.
Oh my god! No. Oh my
We fucked.
We have a party boon to re-roll all of this, please.
And spleen.
18.
I knew it. I knew she was gonna have super high. JT,
What the hell?
just because I want to throw this out there for you, I don't know if this spell can actually move with an object. It doesn't specify, so that's up to you, and it also has verbal components to actually initially cast. I just feel like with these rolls, that's necessary information for you.
Let's see, is it going to be 10 shamblers or 9?
Right.
I was gonna say the looks like that poll I put up on Instagram was mildly prophetic.
That being said, yay! I know what my dictation is on the silence spell.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it until you try and cast.
I was gonna ritually do telepathic bond before we went in here, and I forgot.
I think we're a little,
So you just
I mean, you can
thinking in
start
your
now.
Yeah.
If
Welcome
you'll
to the
let
dungeon,
me-
baby.
If you'll let me, I'll do it before I do silence, because it has verbal components as well. I told you like 80% of my spells have verbal.
Silence is a very useful spell until it's not.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay, then I will start with the telepathic bond.
Okay. Where you guys are at right now. Come on. Load. This is a well-oiled machine, this is.
I don't know what's happening.
We're passing the time while it loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so where you guys are right now, you're almost kind of in a crossroads. Like a full-on crossroads. You see that there's a bunch of carts that have been left behind that have been moving a bunch of supplies, old metals, a bunch of like wooden crafted stuff as well, like a life raft or a boat, whatever. It's just there are a bunch of those in this area, and you see that these, because you're in like an alley's way, it's fairly cramped. So you guys are still effectively, like, you can stand 2 shoulder widths apart, maybe get a third in there if it was spleen sized, but it's not exactly easy. But the buildings themselves are about 2 stories tall, and they're brick, made of brick, and you've got some shingles that are kind of hanging up and over. And as you keep looking up, you see what looks to be streamers and stringers that have been strewn about, and some connecting like ladders that have been shifted down between apartments. It's fairly much like this neighborhood was closer, or at least well knit, before any of this happened. So you finish casting this spell?
The bond first, and then
The bond first?
silence afterward.
Alright, you start casting the silence spell. All you hear is and it's fairly close.
Do you think they're getting closer? You're out.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
acting
trying
like
to
Fighters
be
can
quiet,
roll.
but he is fully focused on casting something.
Can I tell what direction it's coming from?
Hear one coming from what seems to be the north. Here are a couple more that are coming from the west.
Wait, so from behind us?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Another one coming in from the east.
Well, good news.
More coming in from the east. You guys turn around, you see not one, two. Oh, another one's around the corner. You see, as you start looking north, another 4.
I say screw silence. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Please do let me know if that starts getting annoying. I can see that grading rather easily. So.
No, it adds to it.
Just kind of
Good, because I'm not stopping.
Yeah. I've heard them coming from everywhere but west.
South.
So it's a trap then.
I'm source.
Let's move.
So
Start heading
yes.
south, and you start noticing another 10 coming in from the south.
Jeez.
You said there are ladders up to the roofs?
There are stairways and like ladders that were connecting the apartments on like the second floor over. Oh man, why are my words weird tonight? Over the alleyways.
Howard's gonna be like through the bond telepathically, just be like, let's not talk aloud anymore and get the fuck higher.
Right.
Pops mushroom.
Oh boy.
What have we done?
Yep, climbing.
An hour.
So you guys are climbing.
Yep, we need to climb. We need to get higher.
Do any of these stairs have like doors or like ways we can shut off access after getting
You-
up there?
You head up. You start heading up and you find what looks to be almost like an open courtyard, and as soon as you get up, you realize, oh shit, everything's kind of barred off at this point.
Is that normal? Would you know that as normal for this area?
I mean, this is also still an iron place. It's kind of the rough and tumble part of town, so having things barred off is kind of a safety precaution. Case.
Mm.
Right.
I'd like for you guys head into roll 20.
Oh,
Oh boy.
wow, would you
Yep.
look at that?
There you go. One
Whoa.
giant zombie.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
Ginormous.
Oh no.
Oh lord, he coming.
Hold on.
Zombies everywhere.
What?
And like, how fast are they moving?
Generally, right now they're walking. They're walking. They seem to have been attracted by the noise that you guys have been created.
Mhm.
It's just the general noise. You seem to have attracted them. They haven't noticed you just yet. But given the fact that, some of you are just naturally louder than the rest of them.
And we block
It's
off.
terrifying hearing this sucking noise that, a falsified breath may look. And you get, as these things are getting closer, you're somewhat maintaining a non-visual, like you're keeping line of sight away from them as best as you can. You don't think they've seen you, but the further they start getting closer, you start noticing the little details on them. Their limbs are pure black. Their limbs are pure black. The clothes that they wore, some of them are heavily tattered and not where it's just exposed flesh that's just raw. And what looks to be like little bulbous bumps that are coming out of certain wounds and whatnot. It's not pretty looking. Stench is not exactly fine either. It's not flaming sharp smell, but it's
But it's close enough.
but it's close enough. It's close enough to get into the sewers without being there.
Mm-hmm.
We
Feel a little taste of fun now.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can quietly block off this doorway and let them pass.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything we can actually block off the opening with.
I'd like for you to make an investigation check. Anybody else have any ideas?
worst comes to worst, I can try pitching a shatter about 60 feet down range, see if that maybe draws him off.
Now, even though the zombie, like, these tokens inside this map are just, like, there's 8 of them, there's actually about 30 to 50 of them.
Ooh,
You had seemed to have attracted a lot.
that's
This many.
escalation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of attracted a swarm, not just a group.
Dirty 20 for investigation.
Dirty 20 for an investigation. Right on. Given where you are right now, you do see what looks to be like leftover benches and chairs that have been left behind in this kind of pseudo courtyard. And a couple of potted plants that have since died because of the winter. That being the case, you're that's all you can. That's in the immediate vicinity. The sound that you guys hear from underneath is just a cacophony of the noises I've just been making.
Mm-hmm. The benches and such are wooden, stone, metal?
Wooden.
Okay.
Wooden, little bits of iron and iron nails in them.
Shit.
All right.
Okay, if we want to try, I can do like that padding thing in the air. No one can look at it, but it might be enough to, stop them. And then we just run along, and after a minute, they're like, "Oh, what's all this?"
Maybe.
Like, it might not get all of them. That's the problem. So,
I can give someone fly and let them draw them off and try to shake them. We can still
All right.
communicate regardless how far you go,
All right.
but you won't have
That will
long.
be helpful. I
How
can still
long?
drop some darkness as well to cover our tracks if we need.
10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, do we maybe want to drop the fly on me?
And
I can just zip
shatter in a
around making.
distance.
Yeah.
Let's go quick.
All right.
Especially because it's another verbal.
Okay, so I just want to let you guys know I've been rolling d20s this whole time. I just rolled 3d20 and they all rolled 9.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm like, that was impressive.
Wow.
I was terrible, but it was impressive.
The probability of that.
The Catholic Church really like to find
Well, hopefully talking telepathically helps. It's not silence, but
Mm.
I'm gonna touch Diamondback and try to quietly do the verbal components of fly. You've got 10 minutes.
Okay, so what are the verbal
Alright.
components?
Verbal, material, and somatic.
But what are the verbal? What do you say?
Ah, you're full.
It went through my brain.
Is that what you say? It went through your brain?
Hopefully this isn't foolish. Get flying.
Yeah. You're talking about foolish is my middle name. So I'm going to take to the air.
Okay, so you take to the air. I'm just doing this as a kind of representation. We're not like still theater of the mind here.
Yeah. And I'm going to kind of fly a little ways out from where these guys are at.
Yep.
Tune up the loot. And thing to a spot about 60 feet down and ahead of me.
Down in the head. So in what direction per se?
Um,
Were you trying to aim it? Because at this point you can tell which direction is which, given where the sun is.
yeah. From where we are on the map, I can't really see a cardinal direction indicator.
We're just gonna go with top is north.
Okay. Is there a route for them to move out to the north?
You fly up, and getting a better bird's eye view of the area. Like, how high up are you going? Are you going 60, 100, 30?
Basically, I'm going about 30 feet up from where we were.
Okay.
So yeah, but what I'm more looking at is there just a laneway where the zombies can like be shuffled down? I'm trying to lead them somewhere.
This whole little spot of town, as soon as you get a better bird's eye view of what's going on, you can see that this little spot of town is still very much like tight alleyways, and there's a main road looking thing just immediately to the south of where you are.
All right. So I'm going to kind of flip down to the south. And just kind of start strumming up a really, really loud song and singing out, "The bard is calling, it's time to go. You zombies hungry, enjoy my show. Licking your lips, you're ready to win. On the hunt tonight for love and sting. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane." And basically just like cast the shatter directly below where I am. And see if it creates a big enough sound to draw them off.
So you're firing it south.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the distance on shatter?
So it's got a 60-foot range, 10-foot radius.
And you're doing it below you?
Yeah.
So you're just doing it basically. So you're like, you've kind of situated yourself a little more to the south, and you're firing it down. You're kind of out in the open, in the middle of the air.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'm trying to make myself as big and loud a target as possible.
Okay.
No.
The sounds of the screeching and the horrible, lifeless howl of these shamblers gets undercut by the fact that you hear Diamondback just wail out on his lute. And then you feel just the pure concussion of the shatter hitting the ground right beneath him. No, for those of you that are looking, I'm assuming that all of you are. You see, like the collective heads of every one of them immediately turn. They start, shambling.
All right.
They start shambling in that direction, but they start moving. The ones in front start running, and you see the rest of the horde just start moving in a much quicker fashion.
Oh, yeah.
And roughly how fast does that look?
I mean, it kind of looks like spleen running.
Oh no.
Oh, they fast as fuck, boy. Oh.
Oh no.
And I'm just gonna
you see these things hurting and hoarding. It's almost a stampede just running at you underneath you. If it was, it would be a rather interesting sight to see if it wasn't for the fact that instant death is right.
Yeah. Well, good thing I am in the air. So.
And I've been rolling shit on my perception checks.
Yeah. So I'm going to just kind of keep on flying straight down that way, like singing out all the while. When I run out of Rock You Like a Hurricane, I switch over to And I am grossed out by you.
Oh my
Drop
god.
another second level shatter as I go.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, these things are following the noise now, and yeah, these things are following the noise. And you could swear that actually some of them are staring right up at you now that you're doing this, because you're in the middle of the air, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not the exact, like you're hiding yourself in the middle.
Oh yeah, no, this was the plan.
Yeah. So you finally get yourself down to one of the main roads and like to that main road. And these things start funneling out. And you notice that, you didn't just attract, like, pull things away. You brought things towards you.
Yep.
You notice what seems to be maybe a couple hundred of them that are starting to move towards you. How long does fly last for?
10 minutes.
10
And
minutes?
Howard's just like in his brain too, like, don't go too high. We don't know who's where.
Yeah. So once I've got them kind of into the center square, are they like kind of I'm gonna try and fly like center of it.
Yeah.
And just sort of like wait for a bunch of them to gather around.
No, they're gathering. They're all looking at you now. You know, they've collectively just figured out that you are flying and you are a interest to them.
Yep. Well, I'm going to pick a point in the center of the crowd.
Yep.
It's only 10 feet, so it's not going to do too much, and I'm just going to sing on down to them. Well, thank you, everyone. I've always wanted to play to a group of this size. You make a bard cry. Let me have one little encore. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. And that's going to be a 4th level shatter into the middle of the crowd.
Oh,
Nice.
damn.
Oh.
All right, so like you see, like this is a giant horde of these things. So
Yeah.
you hit the dead center. I'm assuming you're hitting what you would assume dead center would be. So
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Make your attack roll, or I guess if it's a point.
Yeah, it's a DC 17 Constitution save.
Yeah, they don't make it.
Cool. So, ooh, thank you, dice. That was really nice of you. Okay. That is 26 thunder damage to anyone in that 10-foot radius.
Meow.
Okay. Fire. As you hit that high note, you strum the lute. You point it down. You see the lightning just stream right into the middle of this crowd. And it's like it hits, but it doesn't. It creates the concussion, but it's that high note that you hit. Just.
Yeah. And then. Oh,
with
sorry.
that, you see that the eruption from the middle that these corpses are just they fly up out of the air. Now you hear even more frantic noises from them. It just, even though what I was doing seemed like they were calling, they're now just like, it seems you've stirred this crowd even further.
Yeah.
To an almost insanity. So at this point, I would say you're probably about 5 minutes into this flight.
Okay.
Maybe you're 5 minutes pushing into 6.
All right.
You got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep on drawing their attention further south for another 2 minutes. And then, can I see any nice, high, flat roofs within 500 feet of me?
One second, technical difficulties. All right. Yeah, you do. Like, from where you are to the north and to the west, you see what are the ironworks. So it's Fury the Flame, the Dragon's Roar, which is the shipment and fulfillment warehouses.
Yeah.
Like, you were informed of this by B as you were coming in, just looking out for what was the silhouette on the horizons.
Yeah.
So you can kind of figure out, okay, those were there. And you notice that there's also a bigger square building that is made of brick that you recognize that came from Lumen Guy, actually.
Yeah.
It has that nice little blue azure veins kind of going right through it. That one is the biggest and has a flat roof. And almost looks like it's, well, fortified in its own right.
All right, so I pick that spot. I look down at the crowd of zombies and go, "You've been a wonderful audience. Good night." And I cast Dimension Door beneath me, drop through it, and land on the roof.
Oh, that's good. All right, so you do that. You hit the door opens up. You fly right through. You were thinking with portals, but maybe not too much. You just start flying through, and you almost fall over the edge of this 4th-story brick building. You catch yourself, land right up. The rest of y'all, what have you up to? You just see Diamondback create a bunch of noise and fall off. Like the Shamblers are now away, and you guys have you seemingly are alone.
As time's getting close, I was just like, "Where the fuck are you? It's running out soon. Get the fuck back here! Come on!"
All right, so getting the fuck back here might not work out, but landed on this really nice, kind of fortified-ish building near to the dragon's. What was it again?
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is. I just described what the building looked like.
Yeah, no, so you said it was near to one of the foundries, though?
No.
Oh, no. Never mind.
No, that was something else.
Yeah.
No, I just described what the horizon looked like.
Yeah. Yeah. So, look. Probably best y'all start making your way to where we're supposed to go. Let me know where that is, and I'll try to catch up with you as sneakily and not on the groundily as I can.
Wait, you want us to just go without you?
Well, that was the whole point of the diversion.
The point was for you to divert and come back.
Yeah, fair.
We
In
can
his
only
defense, we did not
communicate for
establish that.
Okay. I'm back.
for like 45 more minutes.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to speak to my dad.
All
No
good.
worries.
First encounter, they split the party. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Are you following what's happening with Diamondback?
What a split that was.
Yeah.
What?
I had a great
Oh,
show.
no. I had to take my headphones off to speak to my father.
Okay.
So I missed like that whole thing there. So I'm sorry.
Technically, we did too.
Yeah, we just heard multiple shatters.
Everybody heard the concussion from all the shatters that Diamondback had fired.
Oh my god! How many?
Three.
What
Sorry,
the fuck?
three.
one of them
But he
being
was
fourth
flying
level.
and shooting them down.
Yeah, drawing the zombies away.
And then discussion of him telling us that he'll find a way to meet up with us, just go where we're going. And me being like, what? No, that's not what this was supposed to be. You were supposed to get back
What?
here.
Yeah. What? No. That's
Well-
stupid.
Well, like, slight problem with that, the whole part of me being a diversion was they noticed me flying. If I flew back to y'all, they would have just followed me.
That's why you're supposed to lose them. What?
Okay.
Trust me, there ain't no losing them. There are too many of them to lose. Thankfully, a bunch of them are now scattered around the center of the city, so I can reliably inform you that, well, wherever you want to go should be relatively clear. But believe me, I could not lose them.
Well, I think I
Alright.
know where you are. Based on the building you've described, I think you're at basically the police station. Might know the inside of that place a little bit too well. So
Are you a criminal?
no, just a few too many drunken nights.
Oh, okay.
How are you not a criminal? Looking at Howard.
Hey, I don't know.
oh my god, you just can't ask if they're a criminal.
So either I can direct Diamondback to the Raptured Ring and we meet there, or we find some spot in the middle
Can
and try and
you?
live there.
Oh, but if we can't lose them, that won't work. I could fly myself or someone else, or a couple of us to him, and then give him fly again. But how do we lose them at that point?
I think the best... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think the best thing is for me to try and find my way over to the Raptured Ring on my own. That way, if I get spotted, then at least there's only one of us at risk.
Yeah, no, I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, how the hell could we help you if we don't know? Can you use sending?
We got the damn telepathic link, don't we?
For 45 more minutes.
Alright, well, I'll try not to get in any trouble in the next 45 minutes. I'll start moving now.
You think Spleen is strong enough to lift him? Like if you cast Fly on Spleen and then she comes in and...
The problem
Oh
is
hell
that-
yeah, I can. What?
No, you're missing the point. The point is them not knowing where we go when we pick him up.
Yeah.
Well, everything was fine until all of you just forgot the whole stealth thing all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, I have to speak when casting, okay? I'm not used to trying
Diamondback,
to do
you
it
hear-
quietly. Fuck.
Off in the distance.
Hey guys, look, I think this decision's about to be made for us. The Wolf Riders seem to be riled up, so tell me where this place is. I got a few more dimension doors in me. I can probably make my way over there quick like.
Can I give him general directions?
The constabulary is still in Iron Place. You would have to head. East, basically, almost due east, a little bit south from Diamondback's direction to get to the Raptured Ring. That being said, the Raptured Rings is not on a main road. It's on an offshoot, but it's like there's the main roads. There's your main roads, but it's a street, so it's generally bigger than just like little avenues or alleyways. Fine. You have to look for. Yeah, you got to look for a smaller set of streets, the main roadways, to get to the Raptured Rings.
And that's out in Harkin's ward.
That would be out in Harkin's ward.
We were told the guys stayed to Iron Place.
Generally.
Generally.
That's what you. That's just what you've been told. That is what you assume.
All right. Okay, so
sounds like the sounds of the riders are off in the distance. They're getting closer.
Yeah. All right. Well, due east and a little south. Sounds good to me.
What if you led the riders and the to each other?
Well, I think that might happen anyway. They're gathered around the last spot I made noise, but, well...
You better duck or something.
Yeah, the riders might have been alerted because of all the noise.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wouldn't the Shamblers go to the Howling?
Yeah, what Yim said. Diamondback, keep in contact with us. We'll start moving now.
You got it, same.
If you can get them... I mean, obviously, just sit the hell still and see if they get distracted enough that you can get out. If so, we'll meet up before the shop.
All right, well, I'll stay still and see if I can keep hidden until I know what's going on down here. Y'all get moving. Like I said, I got a few more dimension doors in me.
Keep in contact while we've still got the bond. I want to try and meet up before it ends.
You got it.
All right. So,
in that 10-minute time, or whatever about time, how long was it? I don't know.
Fly is 10 minutes.
Yeah, basically, by the time your guys are done having this conversation, Diamondback, you feel the pull of gravity full on take you.
Yep.
Again.
I'm just gonna kind of like you said. This place looks sort of fortified. Does it have any crenellations or a rampart or anything like that?
Yeah, it's got crenellations. It's basically kind of it is a flat roof. You do see a doorway that does head further into this building. There are crenellations. And hold on. So yeah, okay. Yeah. It helps when you have a I got a diagram of a castle right in front of me and I'm like, this doesn't help me when I don't know what I'm looking for.
Sorry, crenellations are like those bits on the rampart that you can
No, I understood that. I was just trying to find any other descriptors there. And I'm like, this is not helping because it's pointing to everything else.
Yeah.
Did not remember what that word meant. Looked it up immediately.
Did the diagram help?
Yeah.
No. Well, no. I knew what a crenellation was. I wanted to see if there was any more.
I was talking to.
No, it's all about me, my misunderstandings.
Look at
He's
me.
not allowed
I
to
am
have
the
this be
DM.
part of the conversation. I'm selfish. That being the case, yeah, this is quite. There's a lot of crenellations up here, and a couple of turrets, almost like a rook tower, but not really.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just lay low for a bit and keep an ear on the sounds, and sort of listen out for any sounds of more wolves, more shamblers, and battle.
Yeah. So you're looking. Make a perception check.
Thank you.
As that's happening, what are the rest of y'all doing? So you're gonna start heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So with Beatrice leading the way, I'd like for you guys to make. Oh shit! What do I get you guys to make?
And
I guess perception checks, and because Beatrice is leading the way, at advantage.
Cool.
Because you guys are starting to get closer to Harkin's ward, which
Oh, that's
now
way better.
Beatrice will really know this area.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
14.
Thank goodness for the advantage, because my first roll was a 2.
Oof.
Mine too. My first roll was a 2.
Oh my god! That's
Wow. Yes.
DOS being the case, you heading out, you survey the area, and from what you see, it seems like Diamondback thoroughly caught the attention of a lot of things in this area. And you start heading directly east, just because you knew he went south, go east. Just get away as quickly as you can. You start heading through the alleyways. Again, some of the alleyways start cramping into almost a single file formation, and you almost feel exposed in a really weird way, having one way in and one way out, and there's no no way out other than the way behind or ahead, opening up into a larger courtyard areas. And the design of these buildings are now starting to just slightly shift into something a little more, I wouldn't say upscale, but more middle of the road, middle class. So in turn, the building design starts getting a little bit more fancier, or at least cleaned up and actually somewhat maintained. Heading further. Yeah, heading further in, you see what looks to be the guild hall, which is it's almost like a state home. In a state home, where was this? It was a long building that was about 2 or 3 stories high that had 2 or 3 that had 3 separate buildings that had kind of been connected into one, and the roadway that had gone in had been removed, and you could see where basically like the sidewalk would come in, creak out where the roads would have turned in, but they didn't bother putting in a further sidewalk. It's just because at that point, why not? The design of this building is fairly much like it's all stonework, beautiful wrought iron fence, and lots of what looks to be evergreen plants that are held within the garden. That's what you see. And the sounds, you hear the sounds of the wolf riders, but they're far away. And you haven't really heard any sounds of the shamblers. Diamondback. So that whole thing probably takes you about 10 to 15 minutes just to get to where you guys were, the other team, Diamondback. You're overlooking and you see the wolf riders. They start coming in and the shamblers start getting close, but as soon as they get within what looks to be about a 10-foot breach, they start backing off. You see that these wolf riders are kind of almost shepherding these things. So these shamblers back.
So I telepathically kind of, well, obviously because I'm not within vocal range, reach out. And we got something interesting here. The wolf riders are herding the shamblers, so far as I can tell.
What?
Like zombie sheep?
Yeah, just about.
They're not being attacked?
No.
You notice, like, the demeanor of these shamblers are very much agitated and ready to attack, but they just seemingly can't get close
Mm-hmm.
for some unknown reason.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like they definitely want to rip the wolves apart, but something's stopping them.
Is it just the wolves, or are there riders on them?
The
No, there's-
riders are on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
say the
yeah.
wolves as in just a collective,
Yeah.
Okay.
as the unit itself.
Yeah.
So there are about 4 of them that run into the center square, and they start kind of splitting the horde away from each other, kind of getting close to where the bodies have been flung and spread, just the central point.
Mhm.
Diamondback, I'd like for you to make a perception check, please.
Okay. Not the best, not the worst. It's only about a 12.
About a 12?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still far enough away that like you have some sort of view of the courtyard that you feel relatively safe to stand kind of out in the open. But generally, yeah, as the distance is, it's hard to tell what the hell is going on other than these things are not, the Shamblers are not attacking the Wolf Riders, the Warg
Yeah.
Riders.
All right. While the Shamblers and the Warg Riders are occupied with each other, I want to see if I can sight out another roof about 500 feet out that I can dimension door to.
Okay. You're given the perception check that's going on right now, and I mean, sighting out a flat roof in a sea of very heavily angled roofs is technically easy, but you're finding it very hard to find a spot that you can actually safely get yourself to. You see one, but your judgment is you're not too sure if you're going to make that or not. It doesn't look within a safe range.
Yeah.
And it's more direct east. But at that point, you're having a hard time. You're walking on this roof. You start looking out. All you hear is
I loosen my new sword that I still don't know what it actually does in the scabbard. Is that behind me?
yeah, that was behind you.
Yeah. And I kind of just slowly turn around, half drawn.
As you turn around, what you notice coming through the door is what looks to be like a giant figure, scaled, like long snout, scaled, beautiful red scales going up with yellow hintings coming around the crests of the head. Around the crest of the head, you see these pitch black eyes with red slits for eyes looking out and through. You recognize it as a dragonborn.
Yeah.
And the wear seems to be like your almost like your commoners, but you get the sense that they're a little bit heftier because there's some leathers right underneath.
Yeah. I'm
Look-
really hoping you're not a shambler.
Were you the one making all that noise?
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Oh boy, that's not the smartest move you can make.
Yeah, well, there were people relying on me to make it, so I did.
Ah.
That's smart ain't ever exactly been my modus operandi.
Trying to hide out here. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, the fuck is wrong with me? How much time you got?
You're coming with me, whether you like it or not. Come, let's go. He snaps his fingers.
Lead on.
He starts heading down the stairs. You're having a conversation. He just starts saying, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're attracting them to a point? You're just gonna get the Warg Riders out here.
Yeah, well, wasn't planning on that.
Yeah,
There's
they
a-
cleared these buildings a couple weeks ago. This is how we've been able to stay safe in here. The fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, look, I'm sorry, friend. Nobody's been able to get in here in a long time, and the group from Onver that I came in with.
You're from Onver.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Wouldn't lie to you. Leastwise, not now.
You're telling me you're from Onver? The fuck are you doing here?
Well, Colors wanted us to scope out the town, see what was going on, see if there was anything we could find out or help with.
You were sent by the Colors. Oh, that's as good. Fuck. All right. Got off on the wrong foot there. My name is Hellstorm Ripsnarl. He sticks his hand out.
Diamondback, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. If the Colors are taking interest in finally getting the city back, well, congratulations. You found the resistance. Let's do this.
Glad to meet you. Sorry I led him so close. Like I said, the group I came in with, we weren't as stealthy as we would have wanted, and we ended up attracting them. Only way I could figure to save the rest of them was to, well, make like the snack I am and be bait.
Right. Well, I mean, still, we're not safe, given that you just attracted a bunch of people into the immediate area. That being the case, you're gonna meet the rest of my team. Not, we've lost a lot of men lately, but that's okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna telepathically, when I've got a moment, zip out to the others. Alright, so it looks like I'm not moving from the constabulary, but good news, I found the resistance.
The resistance.
Ask them if they know Tobias.
Hellstorm, was it?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, hell of a name. Among your number, wouldn't happen to be anybody by the name of Tobias, aka Gumpy T.
Gumpy T. Tobias. Oh, you mean Toby? Oh, fucker. Of course he's alive. He's around. He's got himself caught up in the trade war, but he's protecting a lot of people out there.
Alright, give me one moment. So I zip telepathically. And the good news be, Gumpy T's alive. He's out in the trade ward protecting a lot of people. Seems he's just too stubborn to bite the dust.
Oh, that being the case, you're walking down these stairs and you see what looks to be like this is a classic, like a police station.
Yeah.
Bunch of like a precinct police station. Was I cutting out there for a second?
No,
You're good.
I didn't know she was muted.
Yeah. I just realized.
Oh.
I was like, just silence from B, just like, she's like, I don't even need to react, because I already knew that.
I don't need to acknowledge anything.
Thank you for telling me something I already know.
Yeah. Nice information, Diamondback. See you never.
Just leave it on
The
red.
Lannisters send their regards.
Yeah.
No!
Leave them on red.
So this place is basically like a classic, like it's I'm thinking of a 1980s like LA police precinct where it's like just a bunch of desks that have been sit in one room, glass separating a hallway from everything else. There's a giant room in the back, but this place has been upturned and destroyed, but not only destroyed, but tables have been pushed up against windows and certain doors. There looks to be like a makeshift fire pit that's been in the middle, and a couple of blown out ceiling, like a giant section of the ceiling that has been removed, seemingly to try and not smoke the people out that have been in here.
Yeah, fair.
Anyone who wanted to enjoy a zombie freaking apocalypse, eat your heart out.
Yep. Oh shit, y'all have quite the setup here.
Yeah. This is we had a bunch of other people here, but there's only about 5 of us left.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, we were stationed out here just to ensure that we can watch the Shamblers' movements, see if the wargs were coming in or out.
You keep in touch with with everybody else around here, or is it mostly just on your own?
No, we try to rotate every week. At this point, as soon as you round the corner into like the door, you see a dwarven male. You see a dwarven male, beautiful, just long brown beard that has been braided and looks to be like heavily augmented or ornamented with like iron rings, gold, silver, copper, just a bunch. Like it's like a weave of hair that has just been basket woven into itself with all of these ornamentations right into it. Balding head, but you see like a shawl, like a full on like poncho. That's what I wanted to say. A full on poncho just kind of covering his body. You see the arms sticking out, fingerless gloves. Another one is another dwarven female. She equally has a length of beard. Growing the same way, but it's pure golden, but it's one singular strand coming right down, and also another set of beautiful golden hair coming out. Of course, everything is dirted and matted. It smells like these guys haven't cleaned themselves in a while. But the beautiful green eyes from the dwarven female and deep heavy blue from male. Hellstorm. Donald. Illyria. This is Diamondback.
Pleasure to meet y'all. Sorry about the crowd I gathered. Didn't realize there was anybody left in these parts.
Donald just looks up. Illyria. Well, I feel like we really we could use the help out here, and honestly, there's probably get out of here. If you call the cavalry on us, probably should get out. What do you think, Helston? Hell looks up. Aye, right. That would be the thing to do. We probably should get going. You said you had a team?
Yeah. I've got a telepathic link with them for the next little bit, although I don't know exactly when it's going to conk out. I told them where you said Tobias was, and one of that team is old Toby's granddaughter. So I imagine they'll be heading out that way. Currently, though, they were headed toward the Raptured Ring.
They're heading out to the Raptured Rings. Alright, well, that area seems to be generally left alone. There are some elementals in the area, but that being the case, if you stick to the sewers, you'd generally be safe.
Yep. Well, give me one moment. Hey, everyone. Guess what the safest mode of transportation in the city is? Halsterian, you're gonna love it.
Just once. Just once.
Horse.
Yeah, sorry, partner. Shit pipes are the best bet.
Guess we're getting a little dirty. Not in a
Cool.
good way.
If it makes you feel better, they should be less filled than usual.
That actually does make me feel better.
Good, because I have no idea.
I
He, in fact,
want you to know
does
that if
know.
it is still as filled, it will worry me more.
Shit elemental. Shit elemental.
Spleen, you realize that if those exist, your method of attacking them is in their face with an axe.
All right.
Shit, elemental.
That's right. That sucks.
Imagining
better
the
hope it
verbs
doesn't.
translate into the telepathy.
Yeah. Just because you burp with your mouth, you burp with your mind at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no separation.
All right, so, well, what do you think? Keep headed for the Raptured Rings or go right to the Trade Warden and find your granddad?
Well, there's no real need to go to the Ruptured Rings unless we want to grab some weaponry. You know, we had a good hoard of weaponry and armory. And, well, no, we didn't have any armor, did we? But we got weaponry there. So.
You got weaponry there. There were some armors, but it wasn't made on site. It was more or less just kind of brought in every once in a bit, just kind of fill out the place a little bit.
May have been looted, but if anyone wants a new axe. Or sword. Or pretty much any other weapon you can think of. We made it.
Better to have and not need.
I mean,
I think we kind of just go to the trade ward.
yeah, I think we're pretty set unless there's anything magical that you could use, but
We didn't do magical stuff. You've seen the way I act to magic. My Gumpy T.
oh boy.
Pretty far on magic.
Well,
Fair
if
enough.
we can reach him tonight, reach out to Barak and let him know. But let's hold off on that until we can meet him in person.
Sounds good. I'll hit the sewers and start making for the trade ward. Don't know how much longer we got left on this link, so, well, just assume I'm safe, and if I don't show up in a couple days' time, tell them to put the young me on the bills.
Oh.
We'll get you back. Got no worse than this.
You are not bringing me back if I die, Yimmer.
What? You're cutting.
Howard's just staring at him like, it doesn't work like that.
Well, we're all having normal
Silently mouthing
conversations.
things.
Diamondback, you're
He's
having
going
this
through a mental
conversation. You're
tunnel.
doing the hand gestures, the motions. You're like,
Yeah.
you just see, you see Hellstern. Yeah, you see Hellstern, Donald, and Illyria just kind of looking at you all weird.
And I hold up the finger, like in the hey, one moment to my telepathic conversation. Just out of instinct, I go, "Sorry, team, I'm in here with. I'm linked to telepathically, so I'm talking with them and letting them know what's going on."
Mm-hmm. All right, so you tell them what's going on. That happens.
Yeah.
They get it.
Yeah. All right.
Find a meeting spot then? Somewhere in the middle.
Well, let's just. Well, actually, hang on. Do you know whereabouts in the trade ward old Toby's holed up?
Oh, we're all the Resistance headquarters is in the Greedy Drake.
All right. Resistance headquarters is in the Greedy Drake over in the trade ward. Seems as good a place as any to meet up.
That being the case, if we're gonna leave, we gotta pack up our shit. Donald, Lyria, pack the shit up. Let's go.
And I offer to help them since I'm the reason they got to get moving.
Mm-hmm. They take about 5 minutes to pack their stuff up. They travel seemingly fairly light, and they kick over what the fire was. Outside the fire, this building is crispy cold. It's stagnant air cold, and that shit's worse than just being out in the middle of the air.
Yeah.
All right. Team Beatrice. So, still heading to the Raptured Rings then?
No, I think we're making our way downtown. Walking down. No, I think we were gonna try and meet with Diamondback somewhere in the middle, if not heading towards the
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was suggesting the Greedy Drake as the meeting place.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's where we're going.
I would love to assume that was just what Beatrice's mind was. Okay, we're gonna head in between the constabulary
Yeah.
and where the Raptured Rings are. We're gonna wait here.
Beatrice is paying attention to everything. She's just like falling asleep with her eyes open.
All right. So then,
To the sewers.
to the source. Your knowledge of the cities and of the city and the fact that you rolled a natural 20, I'm kind of rolling that into one. You've seen where sewer accesses are on the main roads. The problem is that's the main roads and you're not too sure what's going on with them. The only other way you could get in is the outlets into the river itself. So possibly getting onto the riverbanks and getting in via that way, or getting to a main street and finding one of the side grates that allows you to get into the sewer systems itself.
Would the resistance, the Dragonborn that Diamondback is talking to, know of more sewer grates that we can find in a closer area so we don't have to go out towards the river? Message him.
Yeah.
And I kind of relay that information. Are you kind of giving me street locations, or
is Beatrice asking Diamondback that, and then Diamondback is asking me that? This whole line of communication just kind of got framed with
Diamondback
you
is
right
asking
now.
if Beatrice is giving him like kind of street locations that he can tell the resistance, or if it's just a general direction.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell Beatrice to go shove it. That's what I'm gonna say. She can find her own damn sewer grate, the rat she is. God.
Yeah, we will give like the general area where the main party is to relay to the Dragonborn.
So Hellstern turns around. Right. So he turns and you see what looks to be like a map of Solnes, but marked off locations of where sewer grates are, and an almost like overlapped drawing of what has been currently mapped of the super system. And so what you see is the main square is the biggest junction of the sewer that spreads off into multiple different locations. On the west bank of the Altad, there are a bunch of sewer grates that follow up the main roads and the main alleyways going up through there. There are, of course, sewer grates that are on the main streets themselves. There are some tertiary ones out in the smaller courtyards just for more public access. But judging from what has been mapped and what has been crossed off in locations, you notice that some of them have been purposely blocked off, what look to be blocked off. And he tells you that from... sorry. Give me a second. Let me get back into the accent. Irish potatoes. There you go.
Yeah. Tiddly-dee.
Tiddly-dee potatoes. Back in the day. We found that some of the elementals probably had blocked off a bunch of the accesses out on the side streets.
That's not fun.
But no, it's not fun at all. But they generally don't go down in there, and neither do the warg riders. I think the wargs are not getting down there themselves, and goblins are not. That being said, you get the odd shambler here or there that have fallen through, but I mean, it's not a lot. That's why we've been able to find these out. That being the case, things change. We don't know. We haven't gotten anywhere near close to the Murky Docks, because at that point, we know that, well, whatever fucking started this whole thing is out there. Getting anywhere near close is just impossible for us. We don't have the numbers. Losing people.
All right. Well, I'll tell my friends where the closest one is. Hopefully we can link up, give you a few more bodies to throw at the problem.
Right. Hopefully so. I mean, if you guys are attached to the colors at this point, we might have a fighting chance at all this. That being the case, let's fucking go. You start heading into the cellars of a constabulatory,
Yep.
and yeah, you'll send everything off.
Yeah.
Let me get to the save point, and then we can move on from there.
I'm pretty sure they knew what they needed.
Save. Always
Hey,
save
look at this
frequently.
campfire.
Yeah. If something bad happens here, we can just revert back to this spot.
Don't sit! God forbid, don't sit! Don't come back! God,
Well,
don't sit, please.
I haven't been quick saving every other second since I decided to be bait.
Yeah.
The problem about quick saving is once you make a bad decision in quick save, you're locked into that.
Yeah.
Quick save.
like to
die
copy
3
over my
seconds
save
later.
file.
Oh,
That happened to me on a couple of games. I could not stop laughing, but it was still freaking annoying.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, boom, click, revert, yay, boom, click. Anyhow, so you head into the cellar room, and it looks like this place has been thoroughly picked clean. Whatever was left of any sort of supplies, food, armoring, and whatnot have been basically either destroyed or gone. Anything of worth has been gone. You see one of the walls that have been blown out that are connected into the sewer system. All right, follow me. As you go through, you tell Beatrice everything that's going on. Beatrice, you guys, there is a sewer access in the middle of a road closer to the north end of Harkin's Ward.
And we head there.
You head there. Right. Things generally are still very quiet. Still generally very quiet. As you start getting closer to the main area, things. You notice that there were a bunch of birds that just kind of, almost as if they were startled.
From that general area.
Yes.
Would like to look at what's over the what can I see from that direction?
But you see birds that are flying off.
Or, like, is there any other movement, noise, anything like that?
From the group perception check, and well, since the group leader rolled a natural 20, in this whole general spot, you're not hearing anything immediate, but something had startled them.
Any shifting in the ground at all? Like even individual spots?
No, you're not not noticing anything like that.
Shall we go quiet and slow?
You afraid of disturbing more birds?
More afraid of what may have disturbed them.
I would have to stand still to ritual cast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless one of us will take care of you.
Put your ass on
I got your
disc.
sleeve.
Yeah. When I think I can try connecting to a spirit animal, but it kind of knocks me out a bit. Yeah, someone carry me. Just for a few minutes.
All right.
I want to commune with nature.
Okay.
Ritually cast commune with nature.
Yeah, I think you're best suited to carrying her.
I can do it. Pick her up and carry her vitals.
All right. So you're leading the way. You've got spleen. You got spleen on your back. Spleen, this is going to take a little bit longer because
Mm-hmm.
generally you're trying to sit and focus on this. But at this
Yeah.
point, it's
I'm on the back of a beautiful female. It's really hard to focus right now. Your hair smells nice.
Thanks.
girl. Did
so
you
much.
wash? Oh, cleanly hygiene. Oh,
It smells like bacon, sweat, and maybe some like flowers or something. I don't know.
Hell yeah. The best kind
and
of
one of the Soul Weaver nurses.
There you go.
That being the case, this will take about 15 minutes for you to ritual cast.
Okay. As long as that's okay with you, God.
I just told you what it was going to be.
Okay. Listen, I need validation.
You will get done for me.
Okay. I want to commune with nature to detect 3 things, and that is undead, elementals, and
Okay.
and people. Actually, not people. No, let's do. I want to try to detect mushrooms, like prevalent, like mushrooms, like the troll's bane mushrooms.
Hold up. So, what is it that you're trying to do?
Commune with nature. I can detect 3 facts of my choice within a 3-mile radius, like instantly. Just like once I cast it, it's like the duration is just instantaneous, so it just happens. And I want to detect undead, elementals, and those mushrooms from the troll's bane thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's just kind of like a ping, like a sonar, like. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are going to take this a little bit slower, moving further within the city because Spleen's you're equally moving Spleen as she's trying to do this.
Are there any bodies?
We'll make an army of our own.
We got Shamblers. We have our own.
I was gonna say there's probably a few back in the square.
Yeah.
I need whole ones.
Oh, when you're a yim, you're a yim.
Or do you?
Five guys, shamblers, and flies. Damn it, Steve.
Like that the chat is us just memeing.
This is why I don't like having that chat up because I know I'm gonna laugh every time I look at it. Oh my god. We're getting too distracted for our own damn good. There's too much
Yep.
seriousness. We need to break it up with comedy.
They're like basically are the dead staying dead?
Oddly enough, there isn't a big presence of bodies in this area. There maybe 1 or 2 that have been kind of left behind, but they seem to be more or less like they don't. From what you've seen of the Shamblers, they don't look that to be a part of that group.
So like their arms aren't black and all that.
No,
Chest?
they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, so the telltale signs from what you have seen, they're not there.
Okay. Yuma won't try to make any friends at the moment, but he will keep an eye out for bodies if we do decide to post up or linger anywhere for 60 seconds.
Yep.
Give or take. Just saying.
Yep. That being the case, Spleen, the 15 minutes goes off. You guys take this stride a lot slower. But as soon as you do, the ping goes out, and to the east, you feel just a large surge of just all elementals. A couple that are underneath you, but not like immediately underneath you, just kind of more or less kind of like really far down and almost what seems to be dormant. As
It's
for
like
Trolls
west
Bane's
or east?
mushrooms,
Yeah, east.
you feel further off west, like like a section of a giant portion that just kind of fires right off,
West.
and then of course everything underneath you is kind of just pseudo pinging left, right, and center, but it's not massive in its own right.
Hmm.
It just seems to be very isolated.
Okay. When this all happens, her ears are just like moving around
Yeah.
at like where the pings were coming from.
It's like, this is what happens when you detect magic in the middle of a magic store. Just bing.
That one gift where there's like the cat that the girl puts a flower on the forehead and it's like, whoa. Whoa.
It's basically that what you went through right now. It was elementals,
Undead and
undead.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all of them.
Cool.
Oh. Okay. I'm still like on her back, just like, okay, so like my arms crossed, elbows on her shoulders, just comfy. So the thing is, there's undead like all over the place. Or are they dead or are they just like creepy? And then there's a bunch of the Trolls Bane mushrooms. There's like a big section of them west. Just one area west of just those mushrooms. And then it's not just one section of elementals that I saw, like at the water and the bridge. There's some that are below us. Not like directly below, but like they're down there. I think. Like, I don't know if they're like moving around or something, but it's just a quick visual of them there. I don't know if they're in the sewers. I don't know if they're awake or aware.
Well, if they're not awake, they don't have to deal with the no cursing we just got.
No.
Oh.
We love you,
Sure.
Charminar.
Oh. Coming on in, sneaking on in on us.
How many Diamondback songs do I have to promise you to end this early?
Hey, don't bribe them. I gave the party appreciation like I did.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
You are very sweet. Very nice.
I'm like a Werther's. I'm old, but I'm sweet. And somewhat oddly caught in an old man's pocket.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
Covered in lint.
My favorite.
You know what you did, Werther's.
Well, people just have bags of holding in their pocket that always have Werther's.
I remember that happening one time when I was working at the Home Depot. An old man, I was helping this old man out. It's like, here, have a reason. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
The reason? Oh.
And we reset the timer.
Oh, shit! Oh,
That was me. That was me this time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I said shit. Oh, shit, I said fuck.
Sounds like you're...
I'm glad that we're bonding in such a traumatic situation.
Yay, trauma!
So, Does it seem to be clear to the sewer itself?
Yeah, from where you guys are, you're still kind of taking the alleyways. You're avidly trying to avoid the road as much as you can, or if you gotta cross a street, you make sure it's clear. And generally, this part of the town seems to be rather clean. Like there's not a lot of action. What's not here? It's just derelict buildings. And like what looks like broken glass, smashed open doors, and you see what looks to be like blood trails that have happened, and the bodies are nowhere to be found. And like from looking into any of these buildings, you notice that there's just full-on ransacking that has happened, or just wanton destruction. It is scary. The fact that like it's still relatively quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
And were we still in Iron Place right now, or in Harkin's Ward?
No, you guys had made the transition into Harkin's Ward. You were gonna head into the Raptured Rings, which is a little bit further into the center of the into the center of Harkin's Ward, but given that you've gotten the information that you can head into the sewers, and it would be generally all right.
It seems
Good.
to be clear. Let's try and get into that sewer.
Fine.
I know, Hal. I know.
Think of it this way.
Into the center of the thoroughfare, there's this giant rectangular grate that's almost is made of it's made of not a wrought iron. It's made out of iron. That it's just your classic your classic sewer grate where you can just grab one side, lift it right up. There would be there would be a ladder heading down into the darkness.
I'll pop spleen off my back and start trying to pry it open.
Right on. Make a strength check, please.
I'll help.
You gonna rage, Hal?
I'm just gonna
No
just
reason
watch.
to rage other than the smell.
30-20.
30-20, Hal? Or, sorry, did you
I
take
was
the
in
help action as a advantage for you, B?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh.
I can do
I
that.
Roll
can
again
roll.
with
Is it-
advantage.
Go for it.
You guys
Okay.
decide how you want to do that, but
Yeah.
Second time I must roll.
All right. So I got a 16.
nice. Easy enough. This thing is heavy, but the both of you and Halsterian's newfound strength, you're just like, I could. I've never been able to do this before. You lift it up and you shift it off to the side just enough for all of you to get in and down. What's the marching order?
I'll go first.
Beatrice goes first. Okay, so
I'm gonna go last.
I'll go second since I can see really well.
cool. So B, you head down, and oddly enough, the smell in the sewer is actually very subdued. It doesn't smell like a sewer.
Boy, does it smell like Febreze?
Yeah. The Resistance has done more to clean up this city than the rest of the. It's like a month without shitting really makes a difference.
Right, but apart from the irrigation and public order and roads and public health, what have the colors ever done for us?
Hal, it's not that stinky down here.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me know. That does calm my nerves a bit. I'll jump on down. I guess I'll be in the middle.
Can't take the money out of the prissy.
Still
I'll
throw
go
like
next.
little bits of lavender into the water, see if that helps a little bit.
Howard will go last.
All right. So you shut the grate behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make a strength check.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna help.
Natural 20. Get ready.
Oh,
That's gonna be like 21.
Wow.
21. Okay, but what is your strength score?
12.
that's not fair. You're not allowed to ask people that.
You can't take away a nat 20 like that.
No, but
You
what's your
never
strength
know.
score? What's
I
your strength
can't
score?
punch through a mountain after all.
Mm.
What was it?
My score is 12. The roll total is a 21.
Gotcha. You're holding on and you're just. It is shifting and it is moving. Oh.
That was loud.
Any strength check will be at disadvantage now when it comes to lifting.
And there's the timer again.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot.
Hi, Nick's favorite donut. How's it going?
I've been so good about not doing it.
Tonight's gonna be
Just
one of
go.
those nights where we're just gonna be squaring up and down.
mhm. And the grate is like bars and you can see through it, or a solid.
You can see through it. Yeah, it lets light into the base of where the rest of the team is standing.
Let's get away from the opening. Let's get away from the opening. That was very loud. Howard is just saying through the telepathic bond.
That being the case, what you guys see in the sewer is very much brickworked with a cylindrical brickworked sewer system with two walkways that have been built out of the sides, leading a natural riverway that is in the center. You see what looks to be bridgeways that cross over every, I would say, 100 meters or so. Every 100 meters or so, or wherever a crossway naturally happens. And because of the cold stagnant air down here, it is much colder down here than it is up on the surface. That being said, the water is frozen. Doesn't seem to be a lot of moving water here.
So it's slippery turds. Great.
That sounds fun.
I will let you experience that on your own time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast darkness behind us on the sewer grate as well. Just get that
On the grate?
just
You just
under the grate. Yeah. I'll cast it just under the grate, so if someone else lifts it up, they just see darkness.
Yeah, that's fair.
Liked on the grate more. Just a bubble of darkness in the middle of the road.
We're not here. You can't see us.
It's above
That-
and below. Get wrecked.
Mhm. That being said, you start walking in, and it says Halsterian does that. The light completely fades into the sewer. You're in pitch black.
No.
Yes, that was a bad idea. I apologize.
Follow the wall.
No, that's,
I mean-
that's fine.
Hold hands and follow the wall.
I mean, you guys can still see. If you got dark vision, you got dark vision, but it's
Mhm. It's just real dark.
It's just real dark. All right. I want you guys to make a history check.
Oh no.
man.
That's no fun.
I say oh no, but that's like the thing I'm best at.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
by far best at
Jinxed it.
Arcana, but I keep doing terrible with them.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Al,
10.
what'd you get? Pardon?
10.
10. B.
17.
17. Right on. Howard.
14.
14. Yim.
natural 20
Nice.
for a total of 20.
For a total of 20. Spleen.
3.
3.
Oh.
Given that this is the first time in the sewer system and you don't have any real points of reference, you might be down in here for a while. That being the case, from what Diamondback had relayed back to you, you realize, okay, this is actually kind of a straightforward shot. You just kind of have to keep going straight, take a right at the third junction. Should pretty much be right underneath. But it's going to take a while because you're in the sewers and you're going to try and be quiet, I assume.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we'll do it.
With that,
Clang, clang, clang,
Yeah.
clang.
the rest of you start moving forward into the darkness, into the breach,
It's dark.
into the breaches.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. Well, 20.
Yeah.
He did the thing where he says
Oh crap!
the
I'm not ready for the ad read.
With that being the case, we're gonna take a break here.
Woo. Okay.
With that, we're gonna be back in 10 minutes. Y'all, I need to go to the bathroom because water runs through me like a frozen river in the Solnavian super system.
So,
I know.
Does it?
That was a long trip that got nowhere.
You should
Your
get
piss
that.
is
Hey,
frozen? Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
but I've got
really get
kidney
this.
stones, so leave me alone.
Oh, that sucks.
I actually don't. But that being the case, we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys.
Alrighty.
So I will. We will see you then.
Bye.
And now we're back. Oh god, when we create a great joke right before we leave and we just leave our break. Oh man. That being said, did we stop the timer for our swears or
Yeah, we had 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. It is going now.
good?
I
I wouldn't have
wasn't
had
sure.
it any other way.
We
thought we
haven't
were
fleshed that out with Otter, so I was like, let's pause it just to be fair.
Well, you
that
wanna-
seems fair.
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to
is
flesh it
fair.
out, just go to a sewer.
We're in one. Let's
Wow.
go.
I think I hurt Steve with that one.
Too many sewers.
Steve, you want to go to the sewer? Just his face. All around me are familiar.
My old friend.
That's so stupid. All around me are familiar.
This is the sign of a great group, but we can just be stupid with each
Oh
other.
god.
Oh, that being the case. Okay. Oh,
Back to doom and gloom.
back to the doom and gloom. Everything is scary. Nobody duck walks around here.
What?
That being the case, Team Beatrice, you're going through. Yeah, you're going through the sewer system, and it's taking a while, and it's boring. I'd like for one of y'all to roll a d10 for me, please.
Not me this time.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
What do I see? A 4.
A 4?
Or if I see him.
All right.
I see colors. Colors.
He takes a mushroom that lets him see in the dark, but it lets him purely see colors in dark.
All of them.
Which is funny because when he starts walking to the light, everything is inverted.
Inverted and sepia. Weird.
Oh my god.
Oh god. That's the wrong word for using seepage.
Oh no. Ugh.
Oh boy.
And yeah, we've lost track of this campaign of this session. All right, we're gonna have a good night, everybody. No,
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Even.
I'm sorry. I need to think for a second. Oh, fuck.
Mhm.
Someone upstream flushes and we all drown.
Yeah. We came back. We just had to wipe. Just went to phase 2. Wipes. Generally not seeing anything other than being in the dark, but your dark vision is not showing much in terms of detail-wise, but you're not finding any. Heading through this series of sewers, you find a cross-section, you realize, no, just keep going straight, you find the corresponding... you find the corresponding bridge to go head across. Start hearing a rumbling.
Oh.
We're just gonna stop.
Take your time.
Well, now that the time is gone, I hope that's not a shit wave.
Any idea which direction it's coming from? Or is it just all echoes?
As of right now, you feel it coming from the ground. You feel it coming from the ground, but given that you are underground, you kind of get the reverberations off, but generally you're feeling it at your feet. This
Okay.
rumbling still continues to happen.
Might want to pick up the pace.
Yeah, let's get a little distance.
So heading further, you hit a cross section. You're like, okay, again, you're gonna have to go straight. As you do, You see sprouting from the ice in the center of this cross section more ice. It starts just breaking up. Then hand comes out, another arm comes out, onto the ground, lifts itself up. Roll for initiative.
There it is.
Perfect.
elemental.
You're fighting a third monster.
Turd
Frozen
monster.
one.
Shit elemental. Shit elemental.
Yeah. So what do you mean I'm straight chilling? Like I was bait for you guys.
Yes, you masturbated for us.
Like, shit elemental.
Wow.
All right, no need to stroke my ego, JT.
I know you just released that a little too early.
Come on.
Okay. 25 to 20.
21.
What'd you get, Hal?
Just 20.
Why was that so delayed?
Because I forgot math.
That's why the disappointed look. Okay.
You're just like, I got a 20. Oh, wait. 20 to 15. Uh, 15 to 10.
13.
12. I did 12.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
10 to 5.
7.
Okay.
Okay. And with that, that's everybody. Everybody important. That being the case, B, you're up. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Forgot something. Here you go.
Whoa.
Oh right.
We got a boon and a bane.
Oh.
A boo boo and a pee pee.
And
And
a
a
map.
clear pee-pee.
Your punishment must be more awkward.
Wow,
All right, so
that's
roll for it.
I did. I'm just getting us in here on the thing.
Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm relinquishing control.
Oh
Strike
no!
No.
Oh, but why? Oh wait, no, that's backwards.
Hmm?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Beatrice, you're up.
Beatrice is gunning for this thing. Axe first. I'm gonna
All right.
run and hit it.
Okay, so this thing is a little bit of a jump down. It's about 5 feet to get down into the frozen water part. But that being said, where this thing pops up, you do see bits of water that is still actually flowing. It just seems like the top part of this area has just frozen over.
Jump down and fuck it up.
Yep. Do it. Do it.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. That will hit.
Hey. I get 2 attacks. So I'm gonna roll my second attack. That's a 12 to hit.
Okay, a 12 to hit will... Wait, 12 to hit?
Yeah. Yeah, not to... Oh, sorry. I'm doing both my attacks first.
Gotcha.
I'm stupid.
Okay, yeah, 12 does not hit.
Okay, so just one attack then. That's a 12, right? Yeah, that's a 12. Okay. So that's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Excellent. So, boom. 10 points of damage. You jump down. You jump down and you land on top of the ice. and it's a little bit slippery, but given that it was still kind of rough natured, you got a little bit of purchase purchase on the ground itself. You rush forward. As soon as you start getting closer, you start feeling the chill off this thing. It is freezing. You thought it was cold already in this place. No, this thing got colder. Whack! You bring the axe horizontally to the cleaving right into the side. You catch once. Ting! Shatters. Shards of ice start splintering off. That being the case, you take 6 points of cold damage.
Ouchie! This thing hurts you when you hurt it. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
And
forgot
the next, and so because you already missed, I'm just gonna let you know now. Your next weapon attack is going to be at disadvantage.
Ew.
Because of the freezing cold, your body tenses up, and you realize, oh, Jesus, this is a lot colder than it should be. All right, so that's both your attacks.
Yeah.
Bonus action.
No, not yet.
Okay. Halsterian.
I am going to move down here, but then I will try to use Shape Water to make it immobile.
Mm.
Interesting.
Considering you can freeze water, provided there's no creatures in it. I don't know. It's...
Bees in it.
Can you
Well-
unfreeze water?
That's what I was either going for unfreezing it or making the creature less mobile by freezing it more.
Are you specifically targeting a spot, or are you just generalizing center mass?
Center of mass.
Okay. It just had that thing up. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I want you to make a spell attack with this using your with your spellcasting modifier, because at this point you're trying to willfully try and do something that is very much against its nature.
Okay. That makes sense. And slight math, 22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Play with.
Oh no.
So Hal, because of how well you know, you've used this spell multiple times before. It's become second nature, understanding where to place this and where to center anything like this. Given that this creature is a not naturally of this plane, you may recognize that this is not. It may be a lot more difficult to try and do something that hurt or harm this, or forcibly change its shape. That being the case, you lock into right on center mass. You throw your hands out. You grab as you your instinctive rage at this point comes in. You forcibly grab the air and you pull, and as that happens, you see a chunk of its center core just almost get forcibly removed. You did 24 points of damage doing this.
Wow.
I rolled 3d12. I rolled a 12, an 11, and a 1.
Wow.
Wow.
You're practicing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, Skippy.
Okay.
Beast.
As that happens, you hear, and the ground starts shaking and rumbling. That being the case, B, you take another 8 points of cold damage.
No.
Fuck! Ouch!
When the ice got forcibly removed, you see like what you would think water guts would be, or just like tendrils of water just starting to try and reform itself desperately to reheal. That being the case, movement, bonus action.
That's it for me.
Cool. Howard.
He's a bit torn.
Oh yeah, what was the Bane and Boon?
Yeah.
They haven't come into play yet. I
Uh-oh.
could tell you guys, or I could leave it as a surprise.
Surprise.
Okay.
I mean, I've got no stake in this, so.
Hal seems to be willing to use his magic, so... Then again, this is a nice elemental and Hal's right in front of me. Fuck it. Gonna touch Hal on the back and let's give this one more try, shall we? Breathe away from our friends and just pump another max level dragon's breath into him with lightning.
Let me get the fuck out of the water!
He can breathe up. And that's it for my turn.
Cool. Spleen.
Yeah, you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, what?
What?
Okay, I cast rage.
Just the Roger.
I cast rage. I hate these. I knew they were below. Okay. I will come up to it as well.
Jump on my shoulders, spleen!
Now the big question is: are you getting onto the? Yeah, are you getting onto the
Am I able?
frozen riverway?
No, because I don't want to slip. Can I stand all this and still hit him, or is he still?
I mean, so are you gonna jump across?
No.
Are you jumping across, or are you jumping down then up?
Down then up.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're still there. Yeah, you can still hit him from there. Like this thing is a large creature. This thing is taking up a lot of space.
Okay.
So this thing is not exactly. Yeah, you've got room to hit to purchase in this guy.
Okay. So I want to make 2 attacks, 2 raping attacks at it. I'm gonna do like she's doing, and I'm gonna roll for the attacks to see if they hit, and then do damage.
Okay. Okay. No, you roll for the first one.
Okay, I'll roll for the first one then. That's 19 to hit.
19 will hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. Gonna go versatile. Just do 2 hit. Yep. Which is a what? There it is. Plus 4, 8 plus 3, so 11 damage for the first one.
All right. So first when you, as you're running, you see Beatrice jump down. You think, okay, maybe that's good. You jump down, realize it's a little too far for you, so you run across, head back up to the other side. You've got a perfect vantage point on this thing. You swing, cleaving up and down. As that happens, your axe makes contact, and when it does, you take 3 points of cold damage.
Okay.
You take 3 points of cold damage, but because of the pure cold that's coming through your axe as it touches the elemental, you're having a hard time finding a good grip. Your next attack is going to be at disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. This thing's freezing. Fuck.
Yeah, the rest of y'all are feeling the pure air differential, just how cold it is here.
I swing again.
Okay, swing it. Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's 15 to hit.
15 to hit. That'll hit.
Oh. 12 damage.
12 damage. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. With that, again, even though your hands are slipping on this frozen weapon that seems to have iced over just a tad, you still grip it enough, and with your training, again, swing wide and hit right into the side of this creature.
And I'm just, yell out, "You magic doers, this is all you! Do something!"
Oh, and with that, you take another 2 points of cold damage.
I was wondering. Okay. Hey. Oh, thank you.
That
At end of my turn.
That'd be a turn. Okay, that's the case there. Ah, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's the ice elemental turn. He's a Swedish. Why'd you do that to me? I was just about to tell you directions. That being the case, it's the elemental's turn. To seeing as it's being surrounded, moves up in between Spleen and Beatrice, turns around to Beatrice. This thing, through all of its jutted ice and the jutted ice that creates some sort of a face, you see just a small slit open, just a spray of ice just shoots right out in this giant cone. That would be a dexterity. Oh, sorry, no, that's a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm good at those.
Well, the
For Beatrice, Howard, Halster.
Oh.
The good news is our next saving throw is at advantage.
Well, I got a natural 20.
Well,
Nice.
Hey, Diamondback, you want to do me a favor?
Yeah, sure.
You want to roll me 4d8, please?
Yep.
I don't like that.
Well, they're mostly low. Said it was going to be 14 that I rolled.
Okay. So everybody who had failed will take the full damage. Beatrice take half. So what did you guys roll?
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. And Howard?
2.
2. So you take the full
3.
14. Halsterian, you take half of 14, so 7.
$14, you say?
Yep. It does that. With that, Beatrice, you being right in front, will now take a swing.
Okay.
That will be
Dragon's
be a
breath
15.
survives though.
Doesn't hit.
doesn't hit. Okay, I'm just gonna make another hit. That'll be in a dirty 20.
That hits.
That hits. All right. That'll be 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Plus 1 point of cold damage.
Fuck. This thing is a fucking ouchie.
It sure
Alright,
is.
With that is its turn. Yim! Beatrice, you're on deck.
Okay.
Well,
You're gonna attempt a mind sliver this one too?
maybe. I need to get a crossbow at this point.
You just load up the mind sliver, stick on it.
I will.
Gotta work sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, because Yuma would have seen that their Beatrice and Spleen are cold, so wouldn't want to get close, and sees crackling lightning over on the other side, so really doesn't want to get close. So, what do we do? Would Beatrice be able to get back out of the river of sorts? Or is it too tall? It's like 5 feet down, I thought.
It was about 5 feet down, so I mean, Beatrice is strong. Beatrice can lift Beatrice. So you've seen Beatrice do athletic feats of strength.
Okay.
So you're fair to assume that that's a really good possibility.
Okay. In that case, yeah, Mind Sliver. Fuck it.
Okay, so what's the save on this one?
Intelligence 15. Like, come on, it's a pile of shit. How smart can it be? I swear.
I rolled a 3.
Yes!
Are you going to take this one away from me like last time?
This one doesn't have advantage on saving on magical saving throws.
I got one!
Hell yeah, babe.
So yeah, just again reaches in, pulls out a splinter this time. Sliver. Maybe this one will work. And aims right for kind of the middle of the head, kind of.
No, with that being the case, you rummage, you find it, you throw it, and by the god's grace, the cold air, there was no wind resistance, there's no nothing, it just flies gracefully right through. What happens?
It kind of like it's been stung by something right in the head.
Yeah. So you just think, and you think it hits ice. What's going to happen? You just hear. It's kind of like reel back into the pain, and you see just this, what seems to be like a synaptic shock, just flare right through.
And that's 2d6 psychic damage.
Yep.
That's going to be 9 points.
9 points.
And what does this do again? It's been so long. Subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Nice.
Okay, cool. If you can remember that for me, please.
Mhm.
If I don't remember, please.
This is a big moment for me.
This is the big moment. You're not gonna let this down. That being the case, are you movement? Nothing else?
Yimmer will get a little bit closer, but still away. Like, hopefully not within range.
And with that mind sliver hitting in and hitting this thing, you start seeing like the body trying to reshape itself desperately, and it's slowing down. You guys are seemingly hurting this thing. That being the case, Beatrice. Hal, you're up on deck.
B is going to hop up and away from this fucker.
Okay.
Probably taking an attack.
Well, you're not okay now that you're getting out of range. Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah.
It's going to react and take an attack of opportunity against you. Opportunity.
Oh.
That's a 19.
That's my armor class.
No, honey, burn.
This fucking bitch. Fuck.
I'm 100% that bitch.
And I would like to sentinel attack as a reaction.
Yeah, get it.
Can
When,
Sentinel's just it allows it? Does it allow it to attack or?
When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the
Okay.
attacking creature.
No, you can definitely do that. It won't have movement for it until its turn, right?
Yeah, speed 0.
Okay, that's cool. That being the case, Beatrice, you
I think
take
it's- oh,
15
wait.
points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of cold damage.
Fuck me.
The 0 speed is if my opportunity attacks, so that's a different.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Got
only
weird
if-
facets, but I
That's
can
only if you
still.
attack it when it tries to move.
Am I still at disadvantage or just regular attack?
Oh, right, you are at disadvantage for that.
Okay. Again, it's not bad. It is another 15.
Another 15, that'll hit. You'll take 2 points of cold damage for that.
Okay.
Why is it that I roll so crappy against you, Spleen, but Beatrice is getting that raw
I
end of the deal?
know. I'm sorry, B.
I'll have heals
Let me
ready when
take
we
some.
meet up.
Let me take some hits for you.
We don't have our cleric.
Wait, this thing.
Are we
Okay, so
healing
what was the damage on that, Spleen?
It's 16 damage.
16 points of damage?
I rolled a 9 plus 4 plus 3. You know what? Fuck it. Let's add Fury of the Small for an additional 10.
Woo!
26
Okay,
damage.
that being the case, Beatrice, you get up, this thing widely swings around, and you get the back end of its, like, forearm, pushing you forward a little bit, but you still get the freezing cold temperature. That being the case, Spleen comes in at taking advantage of this lumbering swing, using the other arm as the advantage to try and chop in. As you do, you find her just right underneath what would be like right the shoulder, and you just lodge right in, and this thing sinks in so deep that you just the pure rage.
You shouldn't have turned your back.
Pretty much. That being the case, Beatrice, you're out. You are out of range.
I am going to sheath my big fat battle axe, and pull out my crossbow, which I assume is my action.
No, that could be a bonus action to do that because it's natural reaction for you to know how to sheath your stuff and actually pull it out for almost quick draw use.
Okay. Then I will fucking pull my crossbow out and try and boop this thing.
You got the booped it. All right.
Oops it.
Okay, so get yourself a little bit farther away, and you'll be able to do it without disadvantage.
Yes. So that is a 16. Oh, actually, I have disadvantage.
No, you don't. It's melee attack.
Oh, next melee attack. Okay. Whoopsies. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that was a 20 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. And that is... Oh, that's the wrong dice. That's also the wrong dice. I don't know my dice very well, apparently. Sorry. My
Didn't
D4
learn-
looks like my D8. It's weird. Okay, there we go. And that is 9 points of damage.
Nice. Right on with that. Beatrice, getting bumped forward, you stumble ahead. Again, you know what you have in mind. Just your training with Gumpy T kind of gets you back into motion. Drop the axe, pull out the crossbow, quick draw, quick aim, ping! Again, hits where basically Yimmer's mind sliver lands. And this thing is starting to crumble and shatter pretty dang good. That being the case, Hal. I'm assuming, bonus action, movement, everything done?
Everything done.
Cool. Hal, you're on. Howard, you're
All
on
right.
deck.
Taking a deep breath and going.
Thunder.
All right, we got. Let's see. That is 16 only. Rolled
Oh,
3 ones.
oh man.
All right, so 16 for damage. It is a dex save. Dex 16.
Okay.
If it makes it, it takes half.
So deck save 15,
16.
16. All right. It fails.
Okay, takes a full 16.
Takes a full
Damage.
16. How do you finish this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell.
It'll be with the
Yeah.
scream.
So basically, you just like not what's her name, White Canary or Black Canary, full on just head down, jaw open, just a full on scream.
Mm-hmm.
You do that as you scream. Spleen, are you in the way?
Probably.
It's
15-foot cone. No, not with a 15-foot cone.
Okay, that
yeah,
being the
she's
case,
just out of range.
No, hit me. Hit me, baby, hit me. Yeah.
you scream out, and it fills. Everybody covers their ears because of just the reverberation within the sewers itself, just bouncing back and forth. With that, the resonance of this scream that hits this elemental, it starts shifting violently and dangerously. Just it just starts crumbling within its own mass. From within its own mass, you recognize that that did a lot more than what you expected it.
Because he's a badass.
With that in mind, everything goes quiet. You sit and you wait. Quiet. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No,
All right.
I don't accept that.
With that, I would like to thank all of y'all who have come out tonight and have stayed with us for all of our shenanigans and shite-based humor.
Hopefully that timer ran out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you to Charminar for letting it run out.
That being the case, I really appreciate all of y'all. With that, Tom, you're going to take us away while we try and figure out who we want to raid?
Hell yeah, partner. Thank you all so much again for joining us here in Falskallan for all the memes and parody songs and fecal matter. Thanks again to D&D Beyond for continuing to sponsor us. Thanks to FX May Vary for joining the ranks of our sponsors and contributing to amazing artists to the Dire Bear family. And huge thanks, of course, to our first Adept Patreon, who I'm going to honor tonight in honor of the late Tina Turner, rest in peace, with a patented Diamondback parody song. Mama Bear, you're simply the best, better than all the rest. You pay us lots on Patreon. The rest of you, have you donated yet? And of course, if you'd like to hear me sing awkward parody songs of your name, please hop on over to Patreon, show us some love. You might even get voice acting lessons from me. Take some time to peruse our merch in the meantime. Check out some of the other brilliant streams on the channel as well. Monday nights just got a lot more musical with the Oops All Bards party of Melody of the Maelstrom. Not every character in this bi-weekly ballad are musicians, but all the players are, so you know it's going to be entertaining. Meanwhile, creatures of the night will want to sink their teeth into Valley by Night River City, a haunting Vampire the Masquerade tale spun on Tuesday evenings. And tomorrow, get ready for swords, sorcery, and chivalry in A Knight's Ransom, a bracing adventure set in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And of course, if you want to get in on a game yourself, I haven't heard yet whether or not the Saturday game that's still in the works is still looking for players. If you want to find out for yourself, hit us up on Discord and check the job board for more info. JT, who are we raiding?
At this point, I don't have a whole lot going on there. What do you got on there, Mr. Howard?
It looks like Dork Tales is just starting a game, I believe. And we
Let's
haven't
do
raided
it.
them in
Let's
a while.
raid.
Dork Tales, woohoo! All right, yeah.
So we're gonna go with those guys,
Mm-hmm.
them folks. Well, with that, I hope you all have yourselves a safe week, a good night, a good rest. Eat lots, hydrate yourself. Dehydrated. That being the case, I just gotta ask you one question. Dare to imagine. I love you all.
Have you ever fought a dragon and stormed its mountain lair? Have you ever killed a vampire and seen the evil in its glare? Have you ever sought adventure and couldn't find it anywhere? Well, here's the answer to your call. We don't wanna die of it. Adventuring company. Come leave behind all your cares. Adventuring company. Come with me and see what's out there. If you wanna be a hero or a demon in disguise, if you wanna steal a spaceship and sail across the endless skies, if you wanna live a story and you're down to have some fun, come on and join the Dire Bears. There's a game for everyone. Adventuring company. Come leave behind all your cares. Adventuring company. Come with me and see what's out there.